Arsenal and Chelsea sent clear message over excessive Victor Gyokeres transfer clause. Red-hot Sporting CP striker Victor Gyokeres is being tracked by some of Europe's biggest clubs, but the Portuguese outfit are refusing to budge and will demand his £85 million release clause is met in order to strike a deal. Arsenal and Chelsea will have to meet Victor Gyokeres' £85 million release clause if they wish to sign the prolific Swedish forward. The former Coventry City striker hit 43 goals and registered 15 assists last season during a stunning debut campaign in Lisbon, and Gyokeres' remarkable form has shown no signs of slowing down, having already reached the 10-goal mark in all competitions this term. Arsenal, who are expected to go after a new marquee center forward at the end of the season, have scouted the player heavily, but the Gunners were not willing to meet the eye-watering figure, which was deemed too expensive this summer. Meanwhile, Chelsea favored a swoop for Victor Osimhen, but the Blues were unable to agree contractual terms with the Nigerian, now on loan at Galatasaray, despite extensive discussions. Move for Osimhen could be revisited in January thanks to a break clause that was written into Napoli's agreement with the Turkish giants, but a transfer remains complicated, meaning other options are also in play should they decide to strengthen the tip of Enzo Maresca's attack. While it's not a given that either Arsenal or Chelsea pursue Gyokeres, his numbers are becoming increasingly harder to ignore, and he is undeniably one of the most attractive options in the striker market. Gyokeres himself recently said on record that he believes the £85 million release clause is steep, but Sporting chiefs remain insistent that they have no interest in accepting bids below that figure. That is the message being relayed both publicly and privately by the Portuguese club, and with the ex-Brighton man firing on all cylinders, there is simply no reason why Sporting would demand a penny less than their magic number, with Paris Saint-Germain also said to be interested. Coventry had initially negotiated a 15% sell-on clause in 2023, but the figure was reduced this summer after the Sweden international hit performance-related criteria. The Sky Blues did receive a bonus payment, worth around £843,500, €1 million, however, to soften the blow, and they will still bank 10% of any future profit, having now claimed around £20 million, including add-ons for the 26-year-old hitman. Gyokeres recently claimed during an interview with the Swedish media that he had no problem staying put this summer, stating, "They Sporting wanted most of the starting players to stay and held us tight. That's how it turned out. But I enjoy Sporting very much, so for me it was no problem to stay. Of course, you want to play at the highest level. His €100 million release clause was probably a bit too much because nothing came of it." Victor Gyokeres, a talented Swedish striker, has been making waves in European football with his performances at Sporting CP, catching the attention of several big clubs. His rise to prominence has been nothing short of impressive, especially after a successful stint in the English Championship with Coventry City, where he was one of the top scorers. His blend of strength, pace, and clinical finishing in front of goal made him a key player in Coventry's push for promotion. Although they fell short, Gyokeres stood out as a striker capable of thriving at a higher level. In the summer of 2023, he made a high-profile move to Sporting CP in Portugal, where he continued to impress with his goal-scoring prowess. His ability to hold up play, link up with teammates, and finish with both feet made him a highly sought-after target. As he continued to perform well in both domestic competitions and European tournaments, clubs around Europe began to take notice. One club reportedly monitoring his progress was Arsenal, who were in need of a backup or even a potential replacement for their main striker, Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal's ambitions to compete both in the Premier League and Champions League meant they needed depth and versatility in their squad, and Gyokeres fit the bill as a player who could thrive in Mikel Arteta's system. His physicality, work rate, and ability to play as a lone striker or in a partnership made him an attractive option for the Gunners. Arsenal had been linked with various strikers, but the rumors about Gyokeres gained momentum as the January transfer window approached. While no official bid had been made, the speculation grew, especially after Arsenal scouts were reportedly seen at a few of Sporting's games, possibly to monitor Gyokeres' progress. For Gyokeres, a move to Arsenal would represent a step up to one of Europe's biggest clubs, providing him with the opportunity to compete at the highest level. It would also give Arsenal a striker with a different profile compared to their current options. Whereas Gabriel Jesus is more technical and mobile, Gyokeres would offer a more physical presence, which could be useful against teams that sit deep and defend in numbers. However, any potential transfer would come with challenges. Sporting CP, knowing Gyokeres' value, would likely demand a high fee for his services, and Arsenal would need to decide whether to invest heavily in a player who has not yet proven himself in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. Additionally, the Gunners would have to manage squad balance, as bringing in another striker could affect the dynamics of their forward line. As the transfer rumors swirled, fans and pundits debated whether Gyokeres would be a good fit for Arsenal. Some believed his attributes would complement the current squad well, while others were cautious, noting that transitioning from the Portuguese league to the Premier League can be difficult for some players. Nonetheless, the possibility of seeing Gyokeres in an Arsenal shirt excited many, especially considering the striker's rapid development and potential to become a top player in Europe. In the end, whether Arsenal make a move for Victor Gyokeres or not remains to be seen. What is clear is that the Swedish striker's stock is rising, and it's only a matter of time before he makes his mark on one of Europe's biggest stages, whether at Arsenal or elsewhere. As he continues to develop and improve, the football world will be watching closely to see where his journey takes him next.